people tell you what success looks like. And then when I had I just felt a huge emptiness. And if that was the meaning of life for me, life had no meaning anymore. I needed something else. And I was looking for inspiration, to be honest. Like, I didn't have any inspiration anymore.
How is that working with Anitta? She's a beautiful human.
You know, it's kind of like sometimes you guys are creating a lot of this conflict,
Right.
but doesn't exist. Yuba Manai Bubu, which is the other song that we have there, it means the sound of the forest, the perfume of the forest. Yawa Nawa. Yawa is indigenous people. Nawa is non-indigenous. Yawa Nawa is indigenous. So it's a different way how you translate it.
Okay, ALOK, ALOKI, the long version. It's an Indian name. You should be very proud of it.
Yeah, so it's an Indian name, and there they will say ALOK. In Brazil, we say ALOKI. And in America, usually ALOK.
Yeah.
So you decide what you prefer.
Well, you have to have a lot of luck, ALOK, to have two songs in a Latin Grammy category for the very first time of its existence. So they created this new category, and you have two of your songs that are nominated in the Latin Grammys this year. Congratulations.
Thank you. For me, it's a new category. So I wasn't really expecting the other song, but the work with the indigenous, I was. Because it's something that we really worked on creating the right narrative, the storytelling about it, you know? And I think that the Grammy has something which is like, they're also protecting the culture and the history through the music, right? So every time we're talking about the indigenous project, we also talk about not only protecting the forest, protecting the nature because they're the real guardians, but also protecting who protects, right?
Okay.
Them. And when I started this project, it was basically because I wanted to record their traditional songs, because when the ancient was dying, it was dying the whole history because they do not write in their culture. So they missed the songs, which tells a lot of stories for the new generation. So I recorded 130 traditional songs for them to keep the essence and keep the new generation connecting with the stories. And after that, it became the album. So yeah, so the Grammy is a very important platform to also protect this culture.
So you have to help me with the pronunciation of the song. Pedju Kunumigwe.
Pedju Kunumigwe.
Okay, I know I was gonna mess that up.
It's a hard, I know.
Which means what?
So Pedju is a bird that they have. And basically, it's not like how we translate it. So for example, Yuba Manai Bubu, which is the other song that we have there, it means the sound of the forest, the perfume of the forest. But if you're gonna like Yawa Nawa, Yawa is indigenous people. Nawa is non-indigenous. Yawa Nawa is indigenous. So it's a different way how you translate it. But in the end of the day, Pedju Kunumigwe, it's the sound of the birds, the sound of the forest.
So besides obviously shining this much needed spotlight on these people that mean so much to your culture, that have been kind of hidden away, right?
Yeah.
Why was this important to you? And where did you get the idea that I'm going to go in there, I'm going to find these musicians, I'm going to record them, and I'm going to give them the spotlight?
So it all started in 2014 when I was living a very depressive moment in my life, because, you know, people tell you what success looks like. And then when I had I just felt a huge emptiness. And if that was the meaning of life for me, life had no meaning anymore. I needed something else. And I was looking for inspiration, to be honest. Like, I didn't have any inspiration anymore. So I saw a video of an indigenous tribe singing beautiful song. I said, wow, this is amazing. It's inspiring me. I want to go there. I just didn't know that it was so far away that I needed 3 flights, 13 hours in a row, then 9 hours in a very small canoa to finally get in the heart of Amazon. And when I got there, it was a real life-changing experience because, you know, we have the mindset that we are more developed culture and they're less developed. But as soon as I got there, I realized that doesn't exist. It's just different values and goals. And while I was doing song to work in the top 10 Beatport, they were doing songs for healing. And that changed a lot of things about, you know, how I was dealing with my art as well. I spent 10 days with them. I did like a lot of spiritual work as well. And it changed also my mindset about how we relate with the nature, right? We're very disconnected with it, and how can we protect something that we do not understand? So in 2019, I was invited to become a character in a game called Free Fire. It's the most downloaded game of Battle Royale category. And they asked me which superpower I wanted to have. And I said, like, is it possible to heal people? What I learned with them. I said, yeah, it is, but are you sure you want to do this? Because it's a Battle Royale game. I said, yes, I'm sure. So what happened was that my character became the best seller. Not because of myself, not because of my songs, because the superpower changed the dynamic of the game. And it came after Cristiano Ronaldo, Justin Bieber, BTS, but no one can beat ALOK because of the superpower. And what I wanted to do is to heal inside and also outside the game. So I donated 100% of my royalties. And that's how I raised my institute, ALOK, in Brazil, Africa, in India. And that's how we got a lot of investment for the indigenous culture and preserving as well.
It's fascinating.
Yeah.
And congratulations.
Thank
Not
you.
every day that you meet an EDM artist that's interested in healing people. Or that's the first time I've heard an EDM artist.
Maybe they need to go to the indigenous tribe and have the same experience.
What did you learn from there?
Yeah, I think I that's what I'm saying. It's more about, like, first of all, the self-consciousness about also stop judging their culture. That was the first step, because every time that we look the indigenous in televisions and movie stuff, they're always seen as savage, because they never had the opportunity to tell their own story. It's always told by someone. And I think that, you know, when you start to understand more, it's kind of like, once you don't have consciousness about something, it's normal that you make mistakes. But as soon as you have conscience about it, it's not a mistake anymore. It's a choice. And I had no choice. The choice that I had was really like, okay, let's give them more protagonism.
Right.
You know, let's combine, let's do something together. Because in 2021, I was asking myself, where's the future? And it came the answer, like, the future is ancestral. So I knew I had to do this collaboration with them. I didn't know how it's going to happen and how we're going to do it, but I just knew we had to do it. So yeah, it was a real challenging, like, honestly, like, to be here and discuss about this, it's very simple to try to explain, but it's super complicated how it worked out, how you can get 8 different tribes put in a studio in the middle of a mountain.
500 hours.
Yeah, there's one indigenous that to the nearest airport is 2 weeks of traveling. So it's madness to make all of this happen. And then when you're in the studio,
get all the equipment in there and bring it out.
And then when you're finally in the studio with them, what are you going to do? You know what I mean? And it's a lot of things that I haven't told, like a lot of ayahuasca experience also during the production process. You know, a lot of things happen there. But in the end of the day, I think that it's the most important project of my career, because it's not about me. It's about how can I amplify their voices.
You mentioned a little while ago about this step that you took and about the evolution or your next step as an artist, and what do you do? That you were down a little bit, this inspired you, picked you up. What's next for you when you have 50 million plus followers on social media, when there's hundreds of thousands of people that show up to see you and that listen to your music? How much pressure does that put on you? And how much thought do you put into what your next step is?
Well, honestly, I had this decision in 2014, which was like, I'm here to serve, you know? And as soon as I realized that I'm here to serve, and as soon as I realized that, you know, the character wasn't a success because of myself, it was a success because of some, and I wanted to heal inside and outside, I'm just doing something that doesn't bring me back to that emptiness place that I was before. So if I stop doing all those, you know, social movements and also using my platform and what I have to try to make this world a little bit better, it just doesn't make sense for me anymore. So it's kind of like I'm not in control of my future. I just gave my future to, you know, the universe to drive me how much as I can serve. You know, I was having another depressive moment in my life, and I was feeling very like I was having a pain and I was feeling sick. Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
And then I was thinking about a lot of bad things that happen in the world, like how many negativity, how many what. And then I took the antibiotic. The next day, I woke up much better. And I looked at the medicine and said, wow, wait, who created this? And I remember they had a lot of people that were working hard so that we can have a better life nowadays. We have more dignity and really transform the world a better place. I just want to be part of this movement, you know? So in the end of the day, I just feel that I can only have the success, because success is very singular. It's like for me, what means success may not mean for you.
Right.
And it have to put this singularity on it, because if we put success in a box, everyone will be so
Right.
you know what I mean, unsuccessful. And for me, it's kind of like, I just think that I can only do what I do if I can keep serving. So if you asked me 10 years ago, I would say this is like bullshit, because I never had this in my mind, never at all. But after getting to this very deep hole and emptiness and darkness, I just don't want to go back there anymore. And I know how to not go back.
Well, felicidades, like we say in Spanish. In Portuguese, it would be.
Yeah, felicidades as well.
For your success and for helping others heal inside and outside. You got a new song, "Looking for Love," with Anitta.
Yeah. You know,
how is that working with Anitta? She's just a beautiful human.
It's like this. So in 2017, we posted a picture saying news coming up, right? We're gonna release something together, but the song never came out due to a lot of stuff. And then what happened was that every year the fans were celebrating the non-release, right?
Okay.
And it took a long time. And basically there's a competition in Brazil, not created by us, but created by the fan base, which is like, Anitta is the Brazilian most listened artist in the world. Now ALOK is the Brazilian most listened artist. And then always is competition going on.
Only made sense for you guys to come together.
So exactly. So when we announced, she created something that was very interesting, which was like, she started to post on the socials that she passed me again, that she's #1 now. And then fans were like, and then my fans were protecting me and her fans were calling out. So it created all this awareness about this conflict. And then 2 days afterwards, we released the teaser, which was like, she was walking in front of me and I was walking in front of her.
I saw it.
So that's
brilliant.
Yeah. So it's kind of like, why don't we walk together?
Sure.
You know, but it's also about, you know, this pressure that the fans put on the artists all the time. And also this competition is not created by us. It's created by all those fan base. That's what we wanted also to show. I know, like, you know, it's kind of like, sometimes you guys are creating a lot of this conflict,
right,
but doesn't exist.
You guys have created the conflict. You guys see a conflict, but between you and Anitta, there is no conflict.
And you might create a conflict because of that.
Right.
You know, because it depends. So if you don't have an artist that really understand what he wants for it, it can get into this trap, right?
Hey, look, it's fascinating meeting you. Thank you for your time. Congratulations. Much success.
Yeah.
Keep healing the world, inside and outside, because we do need it.
Yeah, thank you very much.
Thank you, my
Appreciate
friend.
it for your time. Yeah, pleasure.
Gracias.
Gracias.